I said to clear your desk from everything. Thank you, Diana. Put it away, pop it over. Alright. Who wants to be a millionaire? AR goals and more. Well, I know you already know you. Okay. So, these are your quarterly AR reading goals. If you read between the J and the M, your words per semester is 75,000 words per semester. Into Q, so on and so forth. So, we have to make, yes. So at the end of the presentation, you can ask me questions. Okay? Alright. If you read into Q, you need to have 112,000 words, 112,500 words. R through U, 150,000 words. V through X, 188,000 words. And these words need to be per semester, not by the end of the school year, per semester. Okay? So, you should have achieved 50% of the goal on or before December 7th, 75% of the goal on or before January 4th, and 100% of the goal by January 18th. The reason why we say by January 18th, because during that time, the second semester closes and we're rolling into the third semester. You need to be able to hit your goal. Questions you should ask yourself. First thing you need to ask yourself is, did I get this book checked out by a teacher? I am so tired of scholars having books that don't belong to them. Or scholars just going into the library just to take a book and they're like, oh, I read it. But you can't read a book if you didn't check it out. Okay? So, when you're getting books from the library, please make sure myself, Ms. Morris, Mr. Walker, Ms. Phelps, Mrs. Stewart, anybody on the 5th grade team, checks out your book first. You cannot read a book unless it's what? Checked out. Second one, did I record this book on my RL? So, in the beginning of the school year, you guys got a sheet of paper that you were to put inside of your binder. It's a reading log. It asks you the name of the book, the genre of the book, how many words the book has or something like that. You need to be recording the books that you read. Although it's going to pop up on your AR data, it's important that you have it for yourself. It's a resource for yourself, so that way you know that you've read, so that way at the end of the school year you know how many books you read. The second one, is this book on my reading level? Raise your hand if you don't know your reading level. Okay, since everyone knows their reading level, this means that if you are an R, if you are an R, should you have a P book? No. You should have a book on your reading level. If you are a T, I should not see you with an M book. Clearly that book is entirely too easy for you to read. Read books that are on what? Your level. Read books that are on your level. Next one. Did a teacher check my previous book back into the library? Some of you guys read books, you get them checked out. However, when it's time for you to get a new book, you'll put your old book back into the library. Everyone should be tracking me to come back here. You'll put your old book back into the library and you'll ask for a new book to be checked out, but it's like, what happened to your old book? That book needs to be checked back in, because if not, at the end of the school year, when everything rolls up, if the book isn't checked back in, then you now owe a balance for a book that's possibly in the library. So it is your responsibility to take all books that you read and check them back in. You need to go to the teacher and make sure it's checked back in. I know sometimes teachers say, oh, I'm going to check it back. I'm going to check it out when I get time. I'll check it out later. Just give it to me. If you need to stalk a teacher to make sure that they checked out your book, then you do that. Especially Mr. Walker, because sometimes he forgets because he has a lot on his plate. So if you give your books to him to check out, there's nothing wrong with checking in like, hey, Mr. Walker, did you get the opportunity to check in my book that I gave you, because I'm checking out a new book and I don't want to owe any money at the end of the school year, right? Does this book have an AR quiz? So the first thing that I tell you guys to do all the time is, after you get your check-in, check-out stuff situated, grab a computer, Type in the name of the book that you want to read to see if it has an AR quiz, because the last thing you want to do is read a book. Well, it's good to read, but the last thing you want to do is read a book, and then at the end, you're excited and you're ready to test on it, and then there's no quiz. Okay? So to alleviate a situation like that, what you want to do is, after you get your new book checked in, your old book checked in, grab a new book, grab a computer, log into the computer to make sure that it has a quiz. Once you realize it has a quiz, then go to the teacher and have it checked out. Did I switch my book with a peer? You cannot do that. You cannot do that. I'm going to say it one more time. You cannot do that. So if I'm reading Captain Underpants and she's reading Captain Underpants, when I'm done, I need to go see the teacher and I need to check the book back in. And if I want to read the book that Micaiah has, then I have to check Micaiah's book out. But there's no, okay, I read Captain Underpants, let's switch. You read my book, I read your book. Because guess who's still responsible for the book that your friend has? You are still responsible for it. So again, you cannot switch books with other scholars. You want to read the book that they have? Cool. As long as you are both checking the books in at the same time, that's fine. During that time, you can check it out. But don't just switch, because if I have a book and I give it to Micaiah, and Micaiah reads it and she loses it, then that's my fault. I'm still responsible for that book. Okay? Do I need to quiz? You need to make sure that at the end of every book you're reading, that you're quizzing on it. You're only getting one opportunity to take the quiz. We're not going into the system to delete anything. You cannot take a quiz and have your book in front of you. None of that is happening. That's why you need to make sure that every night you're reading, you understand what you're reading, so that when it's time for you to take quizzes, you'll be able to pass them with flying colors. All right? So if you read a book and you failed the quiz, that's it. That's on you. You don't get the words for that book. And I'm able to tell if you really read a book, because if there's a AR quiz that has 10 questions and you only get 2 right, 9 times out of 10 you didn't really read the book. Okay? So let's make sure that the books that we're reading, we're taking the time to really comprehend and understand the book, so that way we can pass the AR quizzes. Do I have any books I need to check back into the library? Raise your hand if you have any books that you need to check back into the library. Hands down. Raise your hand if you went into the library and you checked out multiple books at one time. Okay, it's not happening in this class, but in another class, it's definitely happening. Scholars are checking out 2 and 3 books at a time. You can't read 2 and 3 books at a time. So it makes more sense to just check out one book. Once you're done with that book, check it back in, so that way you can check out another book. Okay? Moving along. Oh, yeah. So, check out a book. Check out means you are currently reading the book. Okay? Again, you want to check to see if it has an AR quiz. You need to check the book out with a teacher. Record the IR book on your reading log, that we gave you in the beginning of the school year. If you do not have that, please see me. I'll print some more out and I'll give you one, so that way each time you're reading a book, you're writing it down. Checking in a book, pardon me, read.
Take AR quiz. Check IR book and with check out a new book on your reader level. Next thing I was getting my info.
If you're a level Z, should you be checking out an M? Can anybody tell me why is it important to check out books on your level? Why is it important to check out books on your level, Esau? Speak up because I can't hear you.
It's important to check out books on your level so that you'll be able to use your
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You need to speak up. Project. Nope, hands down. He's going to talk.